10. So we'll back out again here to the plaza, to Inkopolis. I'm actually going to tap this time on screen so you can see I'm going to go to the weapon shop. Let me tap that. And then here we are back with Sheldon again. Now we can see. Hello, what kind of weapon are you in the market for? You're looking fairly fresh. So anytime you gain some levels, and we can see the new ones that are open up. Anytime you gain levels, it will start unlocking some new stuff. You can see all those other ones there that are still locked because we're only level 3 so far. But right now we've got the basic types. So we've got the Splat Roller here. So the roller class of weapon. So we've got all the basic ones available to us now. And we'll test those out in an actual battle here. So it says tap ZR for the roller and tap ZR to fling ink at foes. Hold it down to ink the ground as you run. And the rollers began as unofficial weapons but became so popular that they're now an officially recognized style. The included suction bombs and killer whale are powerful too, so this is a great set to learn the roller ropes. And that's not all. You're also ready to wield the Splat Charger, so that's the basic charger style weapon. So there's different styles of weapons in this game, as you can see. These are like the main ones. When the game first came out, these were the 3 kinds that there were, and that was it. But they were the basic, there were shooters, the rollers, and the chargers. And they were the basic types. And as you advance a little bit, you'll get into some other ones. There's the blaster types, there's the buckets, the slosher types, and there's many more. So I definitely recommend just experimenting, trying them out, seeing which ones work best for you. And you may find that as you unlock some more, that your playstyle and preferences might change too. I started off with the splatter shot. Not even the junior. I didn't like the junior at first and played a lot of splatter shot, and eventually I changed to a different preference down the road. So, and you'll find what you're comfortable with, what your favorite things to play with are. There are some popular choices online from other players as far as in the different weapon types. You'll see there's some that you'll see come up more frequently than others. So since we have enough money, I'm just going to actually get all of these. So we'll go ahead and buy the splatter shot. Buy this one, buy. Equip it? No, I don't want to equip it right now. Thank you, I know you'll give it a good home. Remember, tap equip on the gamepad to change weapons. Okay, thanks Sheldon. So we can see now it says own down there, so we have that one. Now we're going to go ahead and get the Splat Roller. Buy that. I'm actually going to equip this one so we can see how it plays. And then we'll also buy the Splat Charger, and then we'll give that another shot after we test out the roller here in a real match. So again, you can always test it, except when they're locked. You can't test them when they're locked. But once you've unlocked the ability to purchase them, then you can test them. So we could have tested it out, but I'm just going to actually test it out in an actual battle. So now, rather than backing out into the lobby and all that, or I'm sorry, backing out into the plaza and then walking into the lobby, this time I'm just going to actually tap lobby. And that'll kick us straight over here into this. So it's a time saver a little bit. So again, I'm not the best with the roller, but we're still going to have fun with it. It's great. Rollers are just really fun to play. I wish I was better with them, but I'm not. Wow, we got some high-level players in this particular match here. That's okay. I'm a higher-level player in disguise. I'm actually, my main account, I'm in mid-30s right now, so we're back at the museum again. Now, my roller play will not reflect a mid-30 level gameplay, but that's okay. So we can see if we tap the button, it actually flings it, and if we hold the ZR button, it actually rolls literally beneath us as we run around. So it's actually a really fun and satisfying weapon to use. It's great for laying down ink everywhere. You gotta watch that ink tank again. So when you're facing off another player, a lot of times you want to actually use this fling attack here, because it gives you more range than this, and you don't have to bump into them. Uh-oh. Oh, we're low on ink. We got our... Oh, and I got splatted. And I would have gotten splatted by the ink strike anyways. So we had our special, but now we see that it dropped back down because we got splatted. So let's go ahead and actually work on that again. There's another player down there. I'm just going to fling some ink in front of me so I have some mobility advantage. Maybe, oh, the other teammate got him. Cool. Good job, teammate. So now you see we got that our special again. Now the special on this is a killer whale. So this one doesn't actually lay down any ink, but what it will do is it will splat players wherever you're at where you aim it. So you just tap that and it says press ZR to deploy. So wherever you aim it, it's actually going to shoot like that. And it didn't do any ink laying, but it did, or it would have rather, done some damage, but everybody on the opposing team dodged it, moved out of the way. Ah, there's an ink brush there. So that's another style. It was basically evolved out of the roller style. It was not at the start of the game, but they definitely came, I would say it came fairly early, all things considered, in an update that the developers came out with. And it's a fun one. So one thing you can do, usually you just want to run away from someone that has that has a bubbler like that. And that's another type, the mini splatling. So splatling is another weapon type. That's a fairly new one, actually. But as I was saying, one thing you can do sometimes when they use a bubbler is if you hit them with your normal attack, or a sub-weapon or anything like that, it actually knocks them back further when they have the bubbler up. So, let's see if we can't splat that one. Nope, we can't. He escaped. So the cool thing about the killer whale is it actually goes through walls. So you can set it up in a way that maybe they don't see it coming, and then you can catch them by surprise with the killer whale. Let's do our best to get some more turf inked here before time runs out. Oh, looks like we managed to spot somebody. Uh-oh. There's an ink brush person again. Ink brushes go crazy. And well, it's a pretty close match, but I think they got us. But at least it was a little bit more balanced. Not the super one-sided match that the last couple have been. So that gives you a little look at the roller there. And it's actually a really fun one to play with. It's very satisfying. You can see I didn't score nearly as high as I did with the shooter weapons because I'm not used to I'm not used to the rollers, rather. I'm more comfortable and accustomed to shooter types, like Splattershot Jr. But that's okay. Sometimes you just go outside of your comfort zone a little and, you know, try something new. So I always just hit start from the lobby, and now we're here in the gear section again. So we're going to actually try this Splat Charger. Now this is actually going to be an even lower score than last time. Splat Chargers, as I mentioned earlier, are not generally that suited for turf wars. It's not their best mode. The rank battle stuff is usually more their forte because they're more for disrupting the enemy team. You're actually going after the other player with a charger a lot more than you are able to focus on inking turf. So you can think of these kind of like the sniper rifle in a traditional shooter game, because they shoot a further length away, further range, and it's a very straight shot. So you'll see these players on vantage points and, you know, high up spots usually. They'll perch and then they'll try to basically spot the opposing team. But what you can do with a charger to help is if you just tap it real quick, and you can see I'm just doing it quickly, you can actually cover some turf with them in the meanwhile, but you can see it's not very efficient at covering turf, so it's probably not something you want to do if you're trying to cover turf. And see, that player's helping me out a little bit here. So you can see the main goal of this charger weapon is, as you hold it, it'll increase the range. Now you see how far that went versus how short this is going when I just tap it real quickly. So this one actually has, it looks like we just got our special, it's got Barn Rush with the Splat Bomb. And then I got splattered by that other charger user, but I got a couple of the Splat Bombs off first in the Bomb Rush. So we'll just swim our way back real quick here. So the range is pretty poor when you're just shooting it quickly and you're trying to use that to cover turf. And you can hear from all my clicking noises here that you actually have to tap it every single time. It's not like the ones where you can hold down and keep shooting. Not like the shooter types. But you can hold it down to increase your range. And once you were able to do that, you can take out players from further away than they're normally able to reach. You can see how far the lane goes there. Oh, and that charger splatted me up there before I could splat them. This is fresh Squiffer variant. So again, other players are going to be far better than me at this. I almost never play as a charger because it's not my playstyle, really. It does not suit me. But there are very, very, very good players out there that are chargers. As I mentioned before, I have had ones that can hold off the entire team before, all on their own, basically. And that is always very impressive. Ah, looks like we managed to spot somebody there. And their roller friend came along and splatted me. But, so this gives you an idea. I mean, it's maybe not the best idea. I apologize for not being the best example of a charger gameplay here, but you can see how they can be used in different ways. But I do not recommend using them to try to cover turf. That's really not their job. And they're really not going to be very efficient at that. The rollers and the shooter type weapons are going to be much better at covering turf. The goal of, or basically the job, if you will, of the chargers is to disrupt the enemy team. Best you can do that. You know, let the other players that are using the rollers and the shooters and things like that, let them worry about covering turf more than you. So there's the charger gameplay there, a little bit. Looks like we lost that one by a bit. Oh, that one was a close match, though. That was a real close one. I've actually had matches that have been off by 0.1% before. Doesn't happen very often, but... So there we are, we can see that. And now that we're level 4, we can actually go into gear shops and buy some gear. But that'll just give you a basic look at Splatoon here. I think we'll call it a day here for now. We'll definitely have lots more Splatoon footage coming up in the future. So stay tuned and please look forward to that. And thanks everybody for watching.